Hey everybody, John Van Dyke here for New Jersey Exposed. Today is Wednesday, October 6, 2021. Time is 4:53 Jersey time. That's right, nothing's changed. All right, now a lot of you out there know, have been following my channel, you know how I feel about these K-9 mutts. They use these dogs to hurt us. They don't use them for anything else. I'm not talking about the drug sniffing dogs. I'm talking about these Malinois German Shepherds that all they do is bite and rip your flesh and cause lawsuits. And these cops, these bad cops, use them to hurt citizens and cost taxpayers millions of dollars. This story is reported on the Daily News, the nydailynews.com, and it came out on September 26, 2021. And it reads as follows. FBI investigating Missouri cops after cell phone video emerges of them letting dog bite black man during arrest. And here it is right there. Take a good look, people. You know, it just, every time I see one of these propaganda stories on some police department's Facebook page and they show some K-9 mod, you know, well, look, showing them all the tricks it does and how it can chase a man and contain the man, and it's the officer's partner and all that, and they give the dog a badge, and if you hurt this dog, it's like hurting an officer. You know, they just pump this thing up that this dog, these dogs, these K-9 mutts are such great, valuable tools. It's bullshit, people. It's absolute bullshit. These dogs are used to hurt citizens, and in the hands of a bad cop, it's even worse. They rip the flesh, they hurt people. All right, let's find out what's going on here. I did not read the full story. The FBI is investigating after cell phone. Once again, the phone, the camera has exposed bad cops. I'm telling you, the camera, whether it's a video camera or a camcorder like I got, or this phone, it is the #1 tool that we have in our hands at our whatever the word is, at our availability, plus social media, is our #1 tool to expose these bad cops. And there's a lot of them out there, and they're out there every day on the news. Showing a white police officer, what a surprise, a white police officer and a black citizen story. In Missouri, apparently allowing a cop, K-9, to repeatedly bite a black suspect during an arrest. On September 20, officers responded to a local business for a suspected trespasser who refused to leave. When they got there, he did leave, but walked toward another business. Police sent a statement on Facebook that day. Oh, here we go. Officers made contact with the man who immediately started threatening to kill the officers, and identified as a sovereign citizen, cops said. Well, we all know who the sovereign citizens are. It's the cops. We know that cops are sovereign citizens. They think they're above the law. They do what the hell they want. They don't wear the seatbelts. They violate us every day, and they get away with it. He yelled obscenities and refused to stop when they tried to stop him from getting hit by a car as he walked into rush hour traffic. So it sounds to me like maybe the cops are going to try to escalate this a little bit. Realizing he was under the influence of a narcotic, they tried to arrest the man. After he refused to comply and placed his hands behind his back, they told him several times that they would deploy the K-9, but he still wouldn't let. All right, hold on a second. So he obviously is not thinking clearly, because they're saying he's on narcotics, so he's not thinking clearly. He's walking into the middle of traffic, and these cops are getting upset because he's not following their orders. You get what I'm saying here, people? You see how they're going to escalate this? After he refused to comply and placed his hands behind the back, they told him to get the mutt, but he would not listen. When he injured one of the officers, they let the dog loose. See, well, it's retribution. How many times I tell you these things? They let the dog loose. So he inadvertently, through the escalation process, hurts one of the officers. Now, they're not, I don't think They haven't said what he did to hurt them. Maybe hurt their feelings. So they're going to get even by allowing the dog to rip into him. And the K-9 gained control of the suspect's foot. Oh, so they're going to try to rip, the dog's going to rip the guy's foot apart, cops said. The man fell, the dog was pulled off, and the man began struggling again. He then tried to run. That was when they released the dog again, and it bit him on the leg. So can people try to explain to me or remind me why we give them pepper spray? Why we give them batons? Let's see, the pepper spray in your eyes so they can blind you while they beating the crap out of you. We're giving them a baton so they can beat you over the head with that and shove it up your ass. Let's see, what else? Stun gun? Doesn't say whether he has a stun gun or not, so they use the stun gun to torture us. So the officer didn't use that, so they don't have pepper spray, they don't have a baton, they didn't have a stun gun, but they had a dog. The dog, which is going to rip the guy's leg apart, it's going to injure the guy's foot, where they could have used some other method. Why do we give them these tools? So they can just hurt people? Because they obviously don't use it to get compliance out of people. The man fell, the dog was pulled off, and they released the dog again, and it bit him on the leg. Cell phone video from an onlooker. Here we go, here we go. We got a good citizen out there now. Onlooker who shows the dog biting the man's foot as he yells out in pain. The dog's handler holds it by a leash, but allows the biting to go on for 30 seconds. Okay, maybe that's not too bad. After the officer pulls off the dog, the man appears to take a step to run, but stumbles. All right, so what, he stood up, he started to run, and he fell down. All right, well, that gives them a good reason to let the dog loose again. You know, if they have to chase you, you're going to take a shot. How many times have I said that? That comes from the mouth of cops that I know who are retired. You're going to run, you're going to get hurt. And the dog lunges at him again, biting a leg for another 30 seconds until the officer stops the animal. Woodson Terrace Police Chief Randy Holson told the St. Louis Post-Dispatch the department is fully cooperating with the investigation being conducted by the FBI and the St. Louis County Prosecutor's Office into last week's arrests. Don't these cops have body cams and dash cams or anything? Federal officials and St. Louis County Prosecutor Wesley Bell declined to discuss their investigation with the newspaper. The man was not charged. Yeah, I mean, he trespassed, but he left. So he had an opportunity to leave. He left, and he really didn't do anything wrong other than maybe start to walk into traffic. Doesn't say whether he was in the traffic. He was walking towards the traffic. And these cops just do the usual, escalate, cause more problems. You know, it is my opinion, in many situations, when the cops show up, they create more problems. Man was not charged and was released after being treated at the hospital for the bites. Protesters and activists are urging charges for the officers involved, according to the Associated Press. We were outraged by the vile and despicable behavior of the Woodson Terrace police officers, activist Zaki Baruti, who compared it to the use of dogs to attack civil rights protesters in the South in the 1960s. All right, that's it on that story. I'll see if we can find the video, the cell phone video of this. If it's out there, I'll get it. I'll include it. But it sounds to me like these cops went a little overboard, you know. I say take these goddamn dogs away from them. They serve no purpose. Nothing good comes out of being contacted by these K-9 mutts. Why is it okay for these dogs to bite you, penetrate your skin, and rip your flesh? Why is that okay? That's what I want to know. Can somebody out there, one of you cop lovers out there, blue goose swallowers, blue lollipop sucker lickers out there, maybe one of you good cops out there could explain to me why it's okay to have these dogs running loose out there and hurting people like they do. And I'll refer to a story that happened back in Atlantic City a year or two ago where a K-9 mutt was unleashed on a person outside a casino, and that dog ripped that guy up so bad he had to get over 200 stitches, people. This was a bad cop. This K-9 was in the hands of a bad cop. 200 stitches, and it costs the taxpayers of Atlantic City $3 million. Okay.
Check the mic and make sure it
So,
sound right, boys.
I hate these K-9 dogs. I go to these like fairs or community days where they have the little K-9 demonstrations out there, and all the little sheeples out there look at that dog, and the dog's doing this and doing that, and they're all clapping and yay! That's because they're so stupid. They don't know. They're so naive. This is the problem with Lily White America. Lily White America is so naive. They have no clue. They don't know. They don't know. You ask the black community, they know. I'm John Van Dyke for New Jersey Exposed. K-9 mutt in the hands of a bad cop. Hopefully these cops will get charged and the town will get sued. And as I've said in past videos, you have a problem with a cop and they hurt you, do something to you, you gotta sue them. That's all we can do, people. We gotta sue them into bankruptcy. Till next time.
Back now to one of our other top stories. Video of a local police department's deployment of a K-9 is under scrutiny after going viral online. 5 on Your Side's Holden Kerwicki spoke with an eyewitness and joins us now with more outside the Woodson Terrace Police Department. Holden.
Well, Mike, the Woodson Terrace Police are actually on high alert tonight. They actually closed the doors here at the department just a bit early this evening. But according to one eyewitness that I spoke with, this was something that never had to happen.
I have never seen nothing like that.
As Jesmond Williams walked down Woodson Road, he came across this scene. According to Woodson Terrace Police, they were responding to a trespassing call when the suspect started telling the officers on scene that he was going to kill them.
He was screaming, you know.
Officers say they tried to arrest the man, but he resisted. And despite multiple warnings, they released a K-9.
The guy was screaming. They were already holding him up against the car and putting him in handcuffs. I couldn't see what was the possible reason for even getting the dog.
As the K-9 is pulled off, officers said they once again tried to cuff the man, but they claim they were unable to restrain him because he was on drugs.
He's one man. It was like 3 or 4 of them. Like, they could have easily just put some handcuffs on and throw him back in the police car.
That's when police say the man tried to run off.
They backed up off of him and let him get up, then told the dog to attack him again.
It's never the dog's fault. Dogs don't make moral decisions. They act on the behest or the orders of the K-9 handler.
After being treated for his wounds, the man was arrested for possessing what's believed to be meth. But we asked former NYPD K-9 handler Michael Gould if he felt the dog was used properly in this case.
It was disturbing, and I would look into it very carefully why other levels of force would not have been utilized.
That was horrible. I mean, he deserves some type of apology or something like that.
In a statement, St. Louis County Prosecutor Wesley Bell said that he is aware of this video and plans on making a thorough review of the entire incident. Reporting live in Woodson Terrace, Holden Kerwicki, 5 on Your Side.